we got the legendary, world famous, son of bum, Coach Wade Phillips, Super Bowl champ. Can't leave that out, baby. We can't leave that out. Coach, what's going on?
Hey, you're going on right now. That's why I'm here.
Hey, I appreciate it, Coach. We appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule, Coach. We know it's so
Oh
busy over
yeah,
there.
yeah. Hey, I don't do nothing, and I don't start till noon. So
Straight up, straight up. But
yeah.
hey, Coach, it's a story. Look, it's a story. Like when I first met Coach, I called him Wade. Like, you know what I'm saying? I met most of my coaches, I called him by first name, you know what I'm saying? So I met Coach and I called him Wade. And then what happened, Coach? What you did?
Well, you call me coach, I think, and I said I called you player, right?
Nah. First I was calling him Wade.
Yeah.
Coach pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, I work too damn hard for somebody to call me by my first name. I'm a coach. I respect it if you call me coach." I said, all right, man.
Well,
I,
Coach Wade, yeah.
yeah,
I think coach is a bit of respect. I mean,
yeah,
I'm proud of being a coach. So,
exactly.
but I wanted you to call me Wade because I wanted to be personal. I do want
Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was funny though. It was like
that.
I'm like, wait, he checked me real quick. Hey, it was just like a nice little meeting room joke. It was funny, man. It was early too. We barely even knew each other. It was 3 weeks, 2 weeks into our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That was the start of it.
yeah, that's right. And
Hell
it's
yeah,
gone on since then.
hell yeah. How you been though, Coach?
Okay, all this COVID stuff has been, just changed our whole world, really.
Yeah, yes.
So,
Changed
Coach, how,
everybody's.
yeah.
Coach, how do you feel when you look at the play on the field this year so far? How do you think COVID has impacted maybe how certain teams have looked, how maybe certain defensive units have looked? Had you seen any noticeable difference from what you see on the field from previous years,
I see a
especially
lot
with
of
no
bad,
fans?
see a lot of bad defenses. I don't know why, because I actually thought the defense would be ahead since, normally if you don't have any preseason and all that stuff, the defense is ahead. But the offense is scoring more. The defenses aren't playing as well. I really don't know the whole reason.
Exactly. It's usually like at the start of camp, the defenses dominate, you know what I'm saying? And once the offense get their timing and stuff down, they kind of catch up. But like you said, coach, this is the highest scoring NFL year ever. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? So
that's right.
the offenses is starting on top, man. So we
Yeah,
seen
I
that
can't
tweet.
watch it.
Exactly. I watch the entertaining games, you know what I'm saying? I watch the entertain, circle back and watch the other games on the laptop. Because we seen that tweet, man. You put it out there, man. Hey, I'm at the crib. If somebody want to stop somebody, you know what I'm saying? I I don't understand it neither. I don't understand how Coach Wade Phillips, the best D coordinator ever, how is he at home right now? How nobody don't want that help? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's hey, you know how it is. I mean, how playing and coaching is pretty similar. That it's it's once they they change people a lot, or they trade them,
Yeah,
or they cut them. So that happens.
exactly.
We're actually getting to the fifth anniversary of that Super Bowl 50 championship with the no fly zone Broncos. What made that unit, that team, especially on the defensive side of the ball, what made them so special from maybe any other team that you have previously coached?
Well, we had great players. I mean, we got a Hall of Fame corner sitting right in there, and we had two Hall of Fame outside backers that could really rush the passer, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other great players. And we just had a great group that melded well together. That played really hard, and a real smart group. I think that was also a key. And I mean, I still say that was one of the greatest, maybe the greatest Super Bowl winner of all defense of all time. I mean, we led the league in 19 categories that year on defense. I mean,
Yes,
I've
sir.
never heard of anybody coming even close to that.
Mm-mm.
So, and it wasn't just pass defense; it was run defense too.
Mm-hmm.
We led yards per play, yards per carry, yards per pass. I mean, everything you can think of, they did. And then we intercepted for touchdowns, or one of our guys in this room did anyway.
And also, we had a hell of a D coordinator putting guys in positions to succeed, man. He had TJ Ward in that box being a Tasmanian devil, because that's what he do best. You know what I'm saying? He had Stu coming down. He had every Stu in the post, and if you run quick game, Stu is gonna tear you up. He had me and Chris playing man, Roby playing man. He had Von in rushing. He didn't have Von dropping. Like, so he put guys in positions to succeed, man. And that's what all of us, when we're not around coach and we all talking like, man, how the hell is Wade so good, bro? Like, every team he played, every defense he handles, they always in the top. They always good. And then that's what we came up with. Like, he put guys in position to be successful, man. He's not going to ask you to do something that you don't really do. You know what I'm saying? So he might try it. He might try it. He might say, all right, let's see if we can do this. If you can't really do it, man, he won't have you doing that, man. So that's what I really respect about coach. And that's what I think makes all the players respect him. And I think that's why all the players love him, man. He set you up. He the best point guard in the world. He throw the oops. He just let us dunk him. Week 6 of football is in the books, and now it's time to review the tape and get ready for week 7. There's no better place to get in on all the action than DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
And to add to the excitement of week 7, DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing back their can't-miss offer. If you haven't tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store right now, and here's why. They're giving away all new users the chance to earn a sign-up bonus of up to $1,000 when signing up using our promo code, Booth21.
Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Booth21 when you sign up and get up to $1,000.
That's code Booth21 to get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. It's for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Now back to the show.
People or coaches get into schemes so much that the players become X's and O's,
Right.
Instead of what they can do. And it's not what I can think of, because I can think of a lot of things, but it's what they can do. And it really is. I mean, you do try to get, a guy can rush the passer. You got to get him rushing the passer as much as you can. A guy that can cover man to man. I had a guy named Quentin Jammer with Chargers when I had him, and he had a great name because it was Jammer and he played corner.
Yeah.
He could bump and run. And so we played him bump and run all the time. Even on 3 deep zone, he was a bump and run. He would bail out, but we had him bump and run all the time. And now the guy behind him played 7 yards off and inside. I mean, because he was a different player. And I think coaches get away from that sometimes. They get into, hey, we all do this. Well, we all aren't the same. That's for sure.
Right. That's huge right there, coach. That's huge right there, man. Players respect it and it win games. And if I'm ever a D coordinator for youth football, because, I'm fully involved in youth football right now, coach. Youth football, high school.
Is he running off with it?
Oh, he doing some things, coach.
I bet he is.
He doing some things now, coach. He getting there. He ain't there. He ain't all the way there yet, but he turned in the corner first year tackle football. Oh, he turned in that corner, coach, like a mug.
He's a little athlete. He sure is.
Yeah, he is. But I say, look, if I'm ever a D coordinator, coach, I'm running straight Wade Phillips defense, man. We covered 8, cover 4, cover 1.
There you go.
I'm telling you, coach, we running straight Wade Phillips defense because it's easy and it lets you play fast, and you just got to find the guys who can do what you ask them to do, man. So I'm standing on that, coach. You're going to remember, if I ever be a defensive coach, period, I'm running Wade's system for sure.
Okay, well, that's correct.
For sure.
Coach, you mentioned being a leader as a defensive coordinator, letting guys do what they do. We know Aqib is known for getting interceptions and taking it back to the house as his defensive coordinator. Were there ever times where you're like, well, like, I wish you didn't take that game. I wish you would have went for, the deflection as opposed to the pick. How did you balance it, maybe more tempered play? Yeah. How did you balance the gambling versus like the reward that you can get?
Yeah. I've always said, hey, we don't guess, but we anticipate. And that's what Aqib did really well. And the great ones, you got to let them do what they do, though. I mean, the great pass rushers, I just tell them to get to the passer. I don't tell them you got to contain the quarterback. And those guys that aren't great pass rushers, you rush, but you make sure the quarterback doesn't get out of there. So same thing with cornerbacks or any great player. You got to let them play. You got their instinct. The reason they're a really great player is they make the right decisions. Whether it's a quarterback, whether it's a running back, whoever, a defensive player, it's the guys that make the right decisions. About what to do. Because there's so many things that can happen.
Right.
You can't go over everything that can happen. But so they make the right decisions. You got to go with them. JJ Watt runs around the block. Everybody says, "Man, you can't, that defensive lineman, you can't run around the block." Well, he was Defensive Player of the Year 3 years in a row. So
Exactly.
Tell me about it. He can run around the block if he can make the play. Now the other guys that run around the block can't make the play. You tell them you don't do that. It sounds simple, but if you take away the great things that guys can do, you're hurting their what their ability is really.
Definitely. So Coach, like you speaking of JJ Watt, you know what I'm saying, you coached for a while, coached a bunch of great players. I feel like I already know the answer to this because I already asked you before. But for the listeners, for the viewers, man, best defensive player you ever coached?
Besides Aqib,
I'm the favorite. I might not be the best, but I'm the favorite though.
You are the favorite.
I'm the favorite. So
well, defensive lineman, I've just been so lucky to be with so many great ones. I was with Reggie White and Bruce Smith, and of course JJ Watt, and Aaron Donald lately. I mean, almost all the great pass rushers with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware and Ricky Jackson way back as who is in the Hall of Fame. And a lot of people don't know, but Robert Brazil, who went in the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, was with the old Houston Oilers, and I got to coach him. So I've just been lucky to be around a lot of great players and especially great pass rushers. So, it's hard to say. Now, Reggie White had 21 sacks, but it was in a year that there was a strike and we only played 12 games.
Yeah.
We had, Strahan broke his record and had 22, but Reggie White had 21 in 12 games.
In that 12-game season.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing. You don't have many like that for sure.
Yeah. Coach, there's a, excuse me. Coach, there's a whole new set of players now in the NFL. Aqib and I talked about this earlier. Tua Tagovailoa, now the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, even though Ryan Fitzpatrick had a good little streak here, especially over the past 2 weeks. We see players like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, the list goes on, Kyler Murray, who we saw Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
How do you dissect a defense now or an offense now that's powered by these immensely talented quarterbacks who can also run as well? How's the game changed, and how do you find yourself trying to dissect the defense? Because I'm sure are you sitting at home dialing up defensive plays, defensive playbooks, and all that?
Well, Cam Newton was the MVP when we played him in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They averaged 40 points a game in the playoffs, and so I mean, we faced a guy that is in that category certainly. I mean, he especially that year. So you got to make sure that they can't run off with it all the time, but you got to cover them in the pass game. So it's and that's why a lot of those guys are really good, like you say. I mean, they're and people are utilizing them a little better in that they're letting them run with the ball. And I don't know that you ought to run with it all the time, because I think Cam ran with it so much he got banged up. But scrambling and getting out of bounds and making first downs and extending plays is really it's more like the college game, because those college quarterbacks run with it a lot. So that's kind of melding into the NFL game, and you got to be aware of that, of them running it. That's for sure.
Coach, I know you have so many ties to Denver, and obviously you and Aqib also went to the Super Bowl in LA. Can you compare what happened in the season after you won the Super Bowl in Denver versus the LA experience, making it to the Super Bowl, but unfortunately not winning?
Yeah, actually, we held Tom Brady to 13 points.
We played a good ass game, Coach. We played a hell of a game.
We beat them 20-18 in the year we won the Super Bowl. So we actually played pretty good on defense. And one of the reasons was as Aqib played Gronk, you know, and we put him on Gronk a lot of the game, and that took a lot away from him, and it kept him from scoring, really. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have regrets in that game except we didn't win it. But I mean, I thought our defense played really well. And like I say, the Super Bowl 50 defense was phenomenal. I mean, they were just they were so good and everything that you couldn't do anything against them.
Right. Yeah, that defense was just different. That defense.
Now you know we beat Roethlisberger, and then we beat Brady, and then we beat Cam, the MVP. I mean, and I say we beat them. Our defense beat basically, you know, had a big part obviously in winning those games.
Right. We gave up like 18 points a game in the playoffs.
No, but they were under 25%, all three of them on third downs.
Right.
I mean, just dominated downs. And, well, you know, you got 7 sacks in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, and scored a touchdown and
if we wasn't on that slick, Coach, and if we wasn't on that slick ass surface, we would have came out with like 3 or 4 interceptions. We were sliding all over the place in that game.
That's right. That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Aqib, but I think I heard an interview where you said that AFC Championship game was your favorite game of all time. Coach, if that's true, Aqib, if you can confirm that. If that's true, Coach, can you just take us through that game in general? From my understanding, the crowd, the environment was maybe the loudest it's ever been at a Broncos home game, considering the circumstances. If you guys can just take us into that moment, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, I'll let Aqib go first, I think, but it's, yeah, it was really loud. It was tremendously loud. And, you know, I mean, Tom Brady, and he was at his peak now. I mean, he played as good as he could play, and we ended up winning the ball game. So it was a tremendous game. It comes down to a 2-point play, and we get an interception, but you know, we played them great in that ball game, and you know, because of, you know, really the Super Bowl wasn't that close, you know. Right. I mean, right. So that was you know, they gave us the closest game, I guess, but they had a great team.
Right, and then that's why I say it was my funnest game ever, because it was the actual game. You know what I'm saying? The Super Bowl we felt like we dominated them boys. Y'all didn't have a chance from the warm-up, man. They came over there trying to shake hands and say what's up in the warm-up. I'm like, bro, this the fucking chip. Like, why is y'all being so friendly? Like, we ain't finna be friendly with y'all today. So they was done from the warm-up. It was too friendly. But the AFC chip, though, man, I remember pregame, I was crossing that 50. I kind of walked by Tom. I'm like, all right, Tom gonna say what's up to me? Is he gonna say something? Tom ain't say shit. I say, yeah, it's locked in. It's going. It's on. Right? It's up, baby. Tom ain't say nothing. So I knew it was up, man. We had a hell of a game plan, man. I remember the guys. We had so many guys floating in the middle of that field for the first half. Tom ain't know what to do, man. He ain't know what we had going, man. So we had a crazy game plan. We prepared for them guys, man. And like Coach said, we had a 2-point conversion. It came down to that 2-point. I was able to break up that 2-point, and then Rowe got the pick. So you know, just being involved in the win at the end of the games, being involved in the plays at the end, that just heightens it even more, man. So that's why that was my funnest game ever. Want more dope content? Subscribe and check out the YouTube channel. And while you at it, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Call to the Booth.